This is a follow-up to my last video showing the flat earth map found in the Boston Library, 1892 map, the Gleason's map. Let's take a closer look at this. I find this very interesting. Thanks to a couple subs for sending this over to me. Let's get a little bit of a close-up, go to full screen. Wait for this to load up a bit, and there you go. Of course, here are the ice rings. This is 100% biblical. Now, interesting enough, take a look here. It talks about the December solstice. And what do you see here? It talks about how the sun moves round the Tropic of Capricorn during the daylights of the southern portion of Earth from the Arctic Circle to some portion of Antarctic ice. There is no sunlight beyond 80 degrees south, but unknown region of ice. On the 23rd of December, the sun commences his northward journey. So again, the sun moves, returning to his starting place, and thus completes his seasons. So again, this is not only a flat earth map, but it also explains how the seasons work with the sun and how it circles above the flat earth just like a clock. And again, the sun shifts in position, and this creates the seasons around the world. Again, take a look at the map dated 1892. Boston Public Library stamped on here. This is the hidden truth. For all those that believe in NASA and the lies, and those that know that the government are nothing but liars, but for some reason believes they're telling the truth when it comes to us living on a ball earth, when all they give us are composites, CGI images, fakery from NASA and ISS. They cannot grasp how deep the deception goes. They think they're enlightened. They're still stuck on the lie system, only partially awake at best.
You want answers!
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
As the world turns.
The problem with liars is they can't keep their lies straight. And that's all NASA gives us, is nothing but lies. And the NASA lovers, they question nothing. They just want to believe. What they don't understand is the fantasy is better than reality. Reality is NASA is nothing more than propaganda and a psyop. Let's take a look at this footage from 1965 here with Ed White, the supposed astronaut in space during a spacewalk with the supposed Gemini mission, and to the right, more recently with ISS, with Sonny Williams giving a tour. Let's take a look, and let's analyze and see what does not add up. Yeah, you're on Earth. That's where you are. I'm going to turn the volume off. Don't need to hear her speak. All she is telling is lies. As you can see, the blue marble in space supposedly spinning. But what about this footage from ISS? Not spinning whatsoever. Why is that? Why is it spinning here and not here? Do you NASA lovers want to explain that? Another thing, the Earth is supposedly orbiting around the Sun at nearly 70,000 miles an hour. Gemini and ISS are not within the Earth's atmosphere. So how are they moving along with Earth as it's moving 70,000 miles an hour and supposedly spinning 1,100 miles an hour at the equator? Spinning here and not spinning here. What's the deal? I want to hear an explanation from the NASA lovers about this. No one likes to have their bubble burst. Right, here you go. And look at this garbage here. Trying to make it look realistic. All they give us is garbage. And of course, no stars. You don't see any satellites in any of the footage. And going back in time to 1965, of course, supposedly there were satellites in space. But you don't see any. And why is that? So all this is nothing but garbage. Nothing but lies. That's all NASA has given us. Nothing more than propaganda. So all we get is fake. Even the ball Earth we supposedly live on. Just taking a look at this image here from NASA's official website with Robert Simon. This is the man responsible for the supposed blue marble that we live on. Read the article. He states he basically creates this image of the blue marble through data received through satellites. As I mentioned before, satellites do not exist. There are no satellites in space. And if they were, how far away are they to capture this image of Earth? Give me a break. How people can't see what's taking place with all the trillions of dollars spent on NASA over the years. And they give us a composite of the planet we supposedly live on. And the masses just lap it up. As I stated many times, all the teachers throughout elementary school, middle school, high school, college, university, they never seen the ball Earth from space. They're just taking NASA's word for it. And this is what happens when people assume. They trust their government, they trust their government agency and NASA, and even when things like this don't add up, they'll find a way to rationalize it. No one likes to be told they've been lied to their entire lives. It's sad. We live in such a dumbed-down society. A very interesting find when it comes to Wernher von Braun, of course a former Nazi, and a huge part of NASA in the deception with the Saturn V rocket program. Just take a look at his tombstone, at his gravesite. And what do you see here? A Bible verse, Psalms 19:1. What does it say? The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Of course, the firmament is conceived in the Bible as a vast, solid dome. Why would NASA's head of rocketry, Wernher von Braun, going back in time, have this on his tombstone? Makes absolutely no sense. Of course, if he knows we live under a firmament, a dome, as a form of mockery, that's why they put this on his tombstone. Taking a look at some images as I shown before, supposed space shuttle launches, and you see this huge arch. Why is that? You would think it would go straight up, go right through the supposed atmosphere to go into space. This makes absolutely no sense. It only makes sense because we live under a dome, a firmament, as the Bible states. Now, taking a look at John F. Kennedy here with Wernher von Braun. I made videos about John F. Kennedy in the past. For all those people that think he's some type of hero, why did he promise that they would send a man to the moon before the end of the decade? If he was a true speaker, he would say, we can't get into space. There is a dome above us. But he's not going to say that. He's basically like an Alex Jones back in the 60s, mixing truth with lies. Understand, the first time he went off course and went against his handlers, he would have been yanked. He wouldn't continue to make speech after speech, supposedly exposing his handlers. I've covered his death hoax in the past. John F. Kennedy. Kennedy is 33 in numerology, by the way. Nothing but a deceiver. You need to understand how far the deception goes. The world is a stage. JFK with Wernher von Braun, two puppets in the game. These Masons in the game with Walt Disney and Wernher von Braun, a former Nazi and then NASA head. And here's your evidence for your belief in the blue marble and planets outside of Earth's atmosphere, supposedly. They give you the first image of the supposed planet we live on. And what do? They put sex written in the clouds. And people might say, well, you know, I've seen animal shapes and people's faces in the clouds, but you're not going to see letters, especially lined up in the clouds. I mean, if you have an S here, an E here, an X there, that'd be one thing. But what are the chances of sex being spelt out all together in a group? I mean, XES, ESX, but SEX all lined up? Give me a break. And with the supposed image of Pluto provided from NASA, and of course, I'm providing a link, the URL here, from space.com. This is an official supposed photo of Pluto. And what do you have? The planet Pluto and Pluto the dog from Disney. His face carved out in this image. All part of mockery by those that run this world, that to those that believe the lies. And for all the coincidence theorists out there that look at this and see how it just so happens to fit Pluto's face from Disney. You don't see the connection with Disney and NASA? How they're all working together? The sex symbolism here with Disney as well. Again, with Werner von Braun and Disney. Two Masons in the game. These two have passed away, but they're carrying on the tradition with the mocking of the masses. And interesting enough, China supposedly landed on the moon back in 2013. It was barely covered by the mainstream media because it was so fake, it was so ridiculous. That's why if you talk to an average citizen that believes in the moon landing back in 1969, and you talk to them about this Chinese moon landing, they never heard about it. There's a good reason. Take a look at this footage. All you get is CGI effects. Nothing real about this, but people just lap it up. Now, what's filming this lunar lander from this aspect? What's filming it? Obviously all CGI, all fake garbage passed off to the masses, and they just lap it up. They're all clapping, watching a CGI video, a horrible one at that, and the masses again lap it up. This is your evidence that they landed on the moon. This is your evidence that they can get past God's firmament. Now listen here. After supposedly successfully laying that probe on the moon, what do you hear? You're going to hear a lot of laughing. In a real life situation, you're going to hear people happy, but not laughing like it's a big joke. This is mockery. These people from China's space know this is all fake. And this is just like duping the light. They're laughing over this because they know it's nothing but a big joke. Talking about mockery, just take a look at this company, Orion Telescope Center, located in Cupertino, California. Take a look at their company logo, and what do you see? Basically the dome with the flat earth. These people know the earth is flat. They are just profiting. Those gullible people that just believe all the lies of science. When the foundation is a lie, everything else after is a lie as well. Here's a closer look at the storefront. Right in front of your face. And here's the dome above the flat earth. What a complete joke.
And in case there are any conspiracy theorists out there, how would you prove to us that you're in zero gravity?
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth control to Major Tom.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called He seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens, in the firmament of the heavens, in the firmament of the heavens, in the firmament of the heavens." Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, "Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon." And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasted not to go down about a whole day. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. The Lord reigneth, he is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he hath girded himself. The world also is established, that it cannot be moved. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. For he looketh to the ends of the earth, and seeth under the whole heaven.
This is a group of social criminals. These people in the space program. Nassholes, I call them.
Space, the final frontier.
It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain, can you hear the spheres singing songs off station to station? And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication.
Fascinating, fascinating, fascinating.
Astronauts to the moon.
The Force can have a strong influence on the weak-minded.
Conspiracy theorists.
They've been crazy, but now they're right.
You must unlearn what you have learned.